All right, episode 44 of the Rated RR podcast. I've got lots of introductions to get through here. As you can see, we've got four of us on this episode. Rich Roshan right here, Ziaul Raushan, my regular partner in crime. Raushan, let's get a quick word from you. How are you doing?
I'm good, Rosh. I'm good. I'm very excited. You already set the scene with two big names. We've got two big guests. We've got heading into the new season. So why not get stuck in straight away?
Yeah, I think we've got a nice little age spectrum thing going on. We've got some wily veterans and we've got some young guns. And then, of course, we've got Fabian and Idraki. Look, listen, fellas, great to have you on the show. And I'm excited to see how you guys are doing. I'm going to get straight off the bat. I'm going to say excited to see how Hougang are going to be doing this season. Idraki, how are you doing? Let's start with you first. How have you been today?
Yeah, I've been doing quite well. I've been every day recovering well. Yeah, Hougang has taken care of me quite well in terms of my recovery and get me back up to my fitness again.
Yeah, the young gun looking to make his way back to full fitness and raring to go ahead of the 2022 SPL season with Hougang, and he's joined by his captain, a man who's been playing in the league for years and years and years now. And one of the questions I'm going to be asking him, Fabian, is why?
I love football. Anyway, thank you guys for having me. Very glad to be here to speak with you both. I think it's going to be an exciting year for Hougang. We did well last season, so we stuck with most of the players into this season, and I think we really can't wait to kick off the league.
Brilliant. Fabian Kwok and Idraki Adnan. We're going to get to hear a lot from you guys about Hougang. But first of all, we got to get into the serious stuff straight away. All right? What do you think of the kits this year? The jerseys that you guys have got
on? Fabian, your call.
Captain, lead away.
I think the kit is very nice, but with Lionel putting it on as the model, it looks even better. Yeah, I think it looks great. I think it looks nice, especially when you see a local club having lots of brands on it. So that's a nice one. And I think there's a little touch on the jersey which some may not notice on the back. It actually says 1H1H, which is a popular hashtag that resonates with the club. So I think it's a very nice touch.
Fantastic, brilliant, nice design. Idraki, they didn't ask you to model for them.
Yeah, I was thinking, why wouldn't they ask Idraki?
You're a very fashionable young man.
Thank you. But actually, me and Lionel were supposed to go there actually. So, but I couldn't. I got something on last minute. Yeah, so I couldn't make it to the photo shoot with Lionel.
You were concerned for him lah. You would outshine him right, with the photos. So I think you were.
Maybe Lionel gave you the wrong address on purpose or what? That's not the case, huh?
Maybe.
All right, guys, we got the serious stuff out of the way, the kid talk out of the way. How's the preparations for the new season coming along? How's pre-season been? Fabian, we'll start with you.
I think it's been a long pre-season. I think even longer one for the national team players. So actually, when they started the Suzuki Cup, the team already kicked off the initial phase of pre-season. A lot of runs. I think also how we ended off last year, doing very well. I think that's where we got more serious into 2022. So it's been very well planned. I think you can see because all those who took the yo-yo test recently, we all managed to pass the first time as compared to the previous season. So we can tell that actually most players' fitness are already there. Of course, due to COVID and all this, we would have liked to maybe travel to play some friendly games, which Hougang has done over the years. Unfortunately, this year we can't do that. So I think the lack of friendly games may come into play as the season starts. But I'm pretty sure with the quality of players we have, we will still do well and I think maintain minimally the third position at the end of the year.
And one of those players who will be coming back into the squad is your teammate right there, Idraki. Idraki, I want to get your thoughts on how your recovery is coming along and when can we expect you to be back on the pitch for the Cheetahs?
So far last year has been after I recover from my surgery, I start to just like every day, keep pushing myself. Then when Hougang started the preseason, I was almost fully recovered. So I joined half of the training. Yeah, I haven't completely get back to my full self yet because I mean ACL is a very serious thing. So like they don't want to push me. So Coach Clement, he's always like, don't force yourself because I'm still young. Then he don't want to force me into anything. So he asked me to like to take it slow, but in the same time push myself also. But don't force don't if I haven't ready, don't go ahead and just force yourself to train with the team. Yeah. So it's been they've been very supportive. Yeah, everyone in the team. So it's good. I joined them a bit for preseason. The runs was crazy. I didn't go until the extent of joining them full, but it's still really tough preseason. Yeah.
Well, Fabian, what are you smiling about?
Oh, just thinking back about all the runs we had to do. I was always joking with them, if there was a player who enjoyed running, he's not really a footballer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, man.
So these runs are how long? You guys run distance, or is just every single day you all are running, or what?
I think the initial month was just running, no football.
Okay.
So,
building like a base level of fitness there with the running and getting used to it and getting into that rhythm, I guess, right, guys? But I think the happier stuff is when you all start getting to kick the ball around. And I think one of the interesting things for me is to see how you guys have grown from last year. I mean, I think even you guys will admit that at times last season the team was perhaps suffering from a bit of inconsistency in certain situations, especially towards maybe the latter stages of the season. Have you guys been working on anything specific to sort of address this going into this year's campaign?
For me, I feel that Hougang United, we have a very good local based players, so that really sets the foundation of the team. Last year we really had very committed and good foreigners, so that adds value. Coming into this season, I think we leveled up with some players. I think the foreigners are really quality players that we brought in. Of course, last year we lost quite a number of points to the lower clubs. Actually, we did well with the bigger teams, but the lower clubs we lost points. So I think that's what we would look to improve this year. Better at dominating the games rather than always winning as underdogs.
Yes, Idraki, you were watching from the outside. Did you see anything from your opinion of what the Hougang can work on, can improve on coming to this year?
Coach Idraki.
Wow, this is quite hard for me to answer. But I think what Coach Clement and Coach Pirawas has always looked at is the chemistry in and off the pitch. And I think we really had that, last year and this year. Last year, the latest season, I'm not sure what was the things that went wrong, but I think it's because we were at the top 3 and we want to do something different to get to the top 2 or the first. So sometimes when you go when you try something different, it's not always going to work your way. So I think this year both coaches have spent well to make it a better season for us, and all the players that I see this year is very well bonded, I think. And I mean, it's like maybe 90% of the players is the same. So it's I think that really helped with this year, because last year is like a new team, and this year we have most of the same players. So I think it's a really good thing, so that we already know each other, how the way we play, and we understand each other more this year.
Guys, both of you touched on it there, the new recruits, the new additions to the team. But before we get into that, I want to talk about the new addition to the backroom staff. You talked about Coach Clement, Coach Firdaus Qasim, but there's also assistant coach Yuki Fujimoto joins the team as well. Important addition in the grand scheme of things, because I understand he's a bit of a set-piece specialist as well. So, Fabian, how has he acclimatized and what has he brought to the club and the backroom staff?
I think it's a great addition to the backroom staff. Most importantly, Yuki is well versed in English, so that is good. And of course, knowing the Japanese culture of football, they pay very close attention to details. So I think that's one thing that Yuki adds value to Hougang. And I mean, it's the little things that maybe for local players we tend to miss out on, like the simple additional step or simple check before you come and receive the ball, those kind of things that he really emphasizes, and he makes us practice it over and over again. He drills us on the little things almost every training session before we really go in depth. So I think that is one thing that he can give us a better eye opener on how the professional scene is, maybe in Japan.
Yeah, I think that's fascinating, to have these different aspects. I mean, we look at clubs in Singapore, and I think the league has grown in the sense that now you've got clubs who are getting more than one assistant coach to come in. It's not just about the players on the pitch. They're opening up the backroom teams as well, the technical teams as well. And I think that's really, really fascinating. I mean, we spoke to Firdaus Qasim actually last year. I think it was, Raushan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
One of the things he touched on was the difficulty at times in finding players to come into Hougang and to help the club to take the next step, because you guys did really well. In my opinion, you guys did really well last season. And you're looking to try and push on. What have your impressions been of the foreign signings that you guys have brought in this season? Idraki, will go with you.
I think I see them train and play, and they're very they bring in different ways and styles of their play in their own country. So I think it's quite interesting because last year we got two Japanese and Maksat, and there's Gilberto. So and the way now Pedro, he's a Brazilian also, but the way he plays is different from Gilberto. So it's quite interesting to see the way he play. And I think most of the foreigners has really shown that. Even Kiki, Christian Krajcek, last year he was a better player. He worked really very hard. So when I think when he come Hougang, he will show his abilities in the pitch. So I have full trust in all of them. So I'm excited to play with them soon.
Yeah, Fabian, Pedro is an interesting one because he's replacing Doi, who was the league's best player last year, top scorer as well. How has he looked in pre-season?
He looks
what kind
good,
of player is he?
Yeah, I mean he's able to be a fox in box. He's able to drop, combine, and in the build-up play phase, he's also good at that. And I think addition to Pedro is Andre, who's also a Brazilian. I think so far in training you can see both of them really connecting well as a attacking midfielder and a striker. So it's interesting to see how they're going to be able to connect in matches apart from training. And I think also, other than technical abilities, which all four of them have, I think it's great that how Clement and Firdaus picked out the foreigners when they joined us. They really they do have great character. They are all four of them are so humble. I mean, look at Andre, who played all around the world and in the English Premier League. He's so down to earth, So it's great that yes, they are great footballers, but off the field or even in the pitch, they are great people. So that helps a lot.
I think Jurgen Klopp touched on it recently, right? That when he signs a player, he looks into their personalities as well before he thinks about bringing them on board. So it's good to hear that even at the Singapore Premier League level, the coaches are paying attention to these sorts of things. Fabian Idraki, just very quickly on the topic of Andre Moritz, right? You mentioned there he's played for the likes around the world, for Premier League clubs as well. I've seen some of his highlight reels and he looks immense, right? How does it feel going to training with a player of that pedigree, man?
I mean, to be frank, I had the opportunity to even play with like Jermaine Pennant, and these guys are really professional. You know, they come down, they don't really act like stars. And to be frank, like with Andrea, I think we can both grab a cup of coffee and just chit chat. You know,
Nice.
he's so easygoing. It's not like he comes here, he sees the standard of football here, and he goes like, oh, you know, I'm the star of the team. I'm going to be the main player. You have to give me the ball. He still works hard. He helps the team as much as he can. I think, you know, in the modern day football, as long as the team works together, they are more likely to win the game.
Well, I mean, it's a fascinating signing. It's like under the radar kind of thing, and y'all have actually brought in essentially a marquee player, right? It's brilliant the way that the club has swooped in to snatch him up. Idraki, what are your thoughts on what Andre will bring on the pitch? What can we look forward to as fans of the league?
I think he's very calm with the ball, and I think he deals with pressure very well. So I think it's really good for the team because seeing him with his size, you know, it gives the team maybe more confidence in attack situation and in like set piece and corners. I think he'll be there for us because so I can't wait to see him play because I don't have the opportunity to train with him yet. I just get to watch him train. But haven't really train or play with him yet, so can't really like say much. But my point of view when I look at him, he's a very calm person, and he don't talks a lot. You know, he do his thing in the pitch, and he's a very nice person out and in the pitch. So
brilliant. Raushan, Raushan, I just want to very quickly say we're going from superstars, right? Do you have a question on Moritz that you're going to follow up on?
No.
Okay, because you know, we're talking about Pedro, we're talking about Moritz, fantastic players, right? Fantastic superstars in the striking department. You also got a local superstar in Amy Reka who's joined the squad.
Yeah.
Hey, looking good up front, Fabian?
Yeah, it's nice, and the thing about the local scene also is that we are already such a small industry, a tight, close industry. So we all already know each other before he even joined Hougang. And of course, with a great season he had last year, he's going to add firepower to Hougang. And even in trainings, you can see he's going to be a threat, I think, this year to many clubs. And although it's just pre-season, we have yet to really brush up the understanding and all that. But, you know, his character, so he's not a very outspoken guy. He's quiet, humble. So it's very, very easy to work with him. Yeah, he's not one that's going to fight back or anything like that.
We've tried on various opportunities to try and get Amy on this podcast, and he's declined purely because of his character, right? He's shy. He doesn't want to speak up. But Amy, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, if you have a good season, join us on the pod. We'd love to hear your story. And I like that point you made there. The local contingent, already a strong one, and then you go out and add not one but two national team players, right? Because Zulfami Arifin was also confirmed yesterday. Right. So as a squad, what the mix on paper seems very good. You talk about the harmony there, it's going good. So how is the team feeling as a whole going into the new year?
It's great, and I think also with the changes in the league, like they're going to play 4 rounds. So we really need the depth. We need every player to be ready at all times. I think there will be more than enough playing time going around with also the 5 substitutions that can be made in a match now. So it's important to keep the harmony in the team. It's going to be, it's only in February now. It's going to be a long year. So with the characters we have, the balanced mix of serious guys, quiet guys, and the jokers in the changing room, it's going to be fun. You know, I believe Idraki will agree. Every training session is really fun actually, and if this team does not continue on in the next 2 years, I think it's going to be a waste.
Wow,
Idraki, you agree or not? Is it been fun?
He's
one of the jokers also.
It looked like he didn't really agree when you say it was fun.
No choice. Captain say already must agree.
Just chocho a bit lah.
Yeah, it's really fun having everyone there. There's a lot of jokers in the squad. Like one of the biggest joker in the squad.
Would you consider yourself one of the jokers in the squad?
Not basically okay lah. When they joke, I'll just join. I wouldn't start the.
Oh, you're not the one that starts it lah.
That guys, who's the most serious one in the squad? We got clearly Hougang got a lot of jokers, right? Who's the most serious one in the squad? Wow, so difficult lah.
I would have thought it would be Fabian.
Yeah, I would have thought so too.
That's the impression I get as an outsider. I don't know.
Wow.
Idraki like reluctant to answer only.
Because I was going for like defender to me. Yeah, all of them joke around. I don't know how to.
Okay.
I don't know which one is the serious one in the squad.
But okay. I'm sure come to match day, there will be game face on for most of you. Hey, looking ahead to the SPL season, we'll talk about the SPL target shortly. But you guys are also competing in the continent this year. COVID willing, you guys are going to compete in the AFC Cup, right? How excited are you to garner that experience? Idraki, maybe we start with you on this.
Well, in my I just the AFC Cup, I'm just so I'm excited, but in a way I hope that I could be my 100% before I travel with the team, because I don't want any I need to be myself again, like I was last year, so that I can help the team out in a way. So yeah, I'm just hoping for my recovery and just excited to travel with stay with the team to the AFC Cup. And I think that the players we have together all, I'm really confident, and I'm just looking forward to just kick off the season and just have a good one with the team.
Yeah.
Sorry, can I just stay with Idraki on this? You touched on it there. You need to rediscover your old self. Is there any worry at all that your injury might hamper your style of play? Because you were one of those players prior to injury who got us off the seats, right? So is there any fear at all that your style of play might be hampered?
I think obviously in my mind there's only this part of me that I don't want to get this injury again, so I'll be more careful and cautious when I play. But I think when I'm in the pitch, hopefully that all goes away. But obviously before I come in and doing training, I actually have that the bit of thought in my mind that it might happen again. So actually it will take time for me to get it off my mind, to play often, and to just finish more games on my side. Then maybe I will feel more confident then. But it's for now still too soon to tell. Yeah.
Okay. Fabian, let's go to you, and we'll go back to the AFC Cup actually. And two things, right? The two things I wanna get from you here. Firstly, how much are you looking forward to it? Secondly, how high on the list of priorities is the AFC Cup for Hougang this season?
I think the AFC Cup, it gives us good exposure. Many of us are hoping that Singapore doesn't host it, so we do get to experience travel after. Yeah. So I think for most of us, we actually already have international experience or some sort of experience at the AFC Cup level. So it will be a good gauge for us how we fare in the region. And I think the change of format in the recent years or so, it's not going to be easy because only the top team in the group qualifies. So it's going to be tough. But I think we will try our best. The last time out, we didn't do as well as we wanted. I think although we didn't manage to finish the group stage, it was difficult already for us to qualify. So this time around, I think definitely we will look to better it, going into maybe the last 1 or 2 games with a chance to top the table. And how much it hampers us into the league, I think with the depth we have, it should be fine. And also look, I mean, we could reference Tampines Rovers when they came back from the Champions League, how much it might have burned them out. But I think for us, hopefully it will not be the same because we have a lot of players that we are going to be able to rotate and keep the legs fresh. So I think it shouldn't be a problem. It should not be an excuse for us to not do well in the SPL.
Fabian, very quickly, this is going to be your 6th season with Hougang. In your time there, would you say this is the strongest squad that you've seen? How does it compare to squads in the time that you've been at the club?
Yeah, I think when I first joined Hougang, to be frank, it was really like mid-table kind of club, just fighting not to be the bottom. And in fact, I think one of the season we finished bottom or second from the bottom. So I think from there on, in 2019, we did fairly well. I think that was the year we managed to qualify for the AFC Cup in 2020. But looking at it, in my past 6 seasons, I think, yes, definitely this is definitely one of the stronger teams. I think looking at the SPL, we should not do worse off than how we ended last year. Yeah, so if not, we should better it. I think it's not going to be easy, but we always want to set a higher target. Yeah.
Yeah, you touched on it there, the goals for 2022, right? At least match last season's finish or better it. That let's be honest here, the thought of LCS and Albrechts beating them would be a surprise for any team in the league, right? So that how is the team feeling in terms of, yes, we're going to do it, we have a fighting chance, or is it one of those, we'll play game by game and we'll see how it goes?
I think for us, we always take it game by game. The dynamics of the team is there, but going into each game, sometimes you have injuries, suspension. So you have to take it really game by game. But looking at the 2 clubs you mentioned, Sailors and Albrechts, I think Albrechts probably almost a new team. A lot of changes there. So we don't really know how they're going to fare until maybe after the first round of the league. But Sailors wise, they have the best squad you can say all around. But it doesn't give us a reason to say that we go into a match we already lost before the whistle is even blown. So, I mean, we did well against them last year. I think won 1, drew 1, and lost 1. So that's not bad already. But of course, this year we will try to grab all 4 rounds of points from them. It's not.
Sorry, Karen.
No, I think it's not easy, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, no, not to put the pressure on you guys, but I'm really hoping that Hougang, I get very excited when I look at your squad and when you think of the possibilities here. So I as a neutral, right, I'm really hoping that you guys can really push. We talk about LCS and Albrechts being the favorites, but really like push them and make it like a very close sort of title race. Idraki, do you think this squad is capable of springing a surprise on all of us in the league?
Yeah,
perhaps title contenders.
Yeah, I mean, to win the title, you have to, play every game the same. Because last year, we did really well on the good teams. Then we just I don't know, somehow we just didn't manage to give the same result to the bottom teams in the table. So I think every game we need to treat it the same because I don't know what drives us to win the game, but I think this year every game is so important because even if you win all the lower teams and if you lose, to Sailors or Albrechts, I think it will still give us a really good chance for the title. So I think every game is equally as important this year. Yeah.
That's interesting to hear. And you talk about the big teams and beating them and stuff like that, right? We understand what Sailors have done for the Singapore Premier League. We know the impact they've had on interest, on local attendances and stuff like that. But I want to understand the players' perspective from outside of the Sailors in terms of going up against the best local club, so to speak. Is there almost a siege mentality to go out there and get a job done against them just to prove yourself? Fabian, we'll start with you.
I think definitely when you play against a bigger club, a bigger team, you always want to prove a point that you are able to match up to them. So I think that is really motivating enough. So on the flip side, I think they have really set a good structure for clubs to emulate, and I think Hougang is really one of the clubs that is trying to catch up. Not like we've given up, they are going to win the league. We are still trying hard to have the other best local players, and I think the ambition from our chairman, from our backroom staff and all this is definitely to give sailors a fight for their money, So I think it's also whatever for players, whatever we know that there's a club that's able to provide more for you, you should try to fight for it. I think all the other players as well. I think if we don't just sit and sulk that all the players are doing well there, they're enjoying their careers there. I think the players should change the mentality and say, why not? I give them a fight, and then possibly next year or 2 years later, I'm there with them, earning the big contracts. So I think that's motivation for the young boys.
Idraki, you are one of the young boys. You fall into the category of young boys, right? Is that something that's crossed your mind to almost use it as motivation to? It doesn't necessarily have to be LCS, but has it crossed your mind?
Yeah, because is as a footballer, it's easy. It's not easy, but it's you will play well when you. It's easier to play well when you versus teams that has less quality players than your own team. It's easy to outshine them, to show your worth. But I think the bigger games, versus Sailors and Airbracks, if you don't show your worth and you don't outshine, means is after that people can't really call you a great footballer. You just prove yourself in teams that people really expect you to beat. So I think I take that as a motivation for me every time when I go against bigger teams. Always need to really show what I have when I versus other teams also. So it's when I versus Sailors or Airbracks, I always want to just show that I'm better than their players or their youngsters. Especially when I close to Saifullah or Adam, I want to prove Hougang got better youngsters than Sailors. So I don't know, but it's always fun to play against bigger team. It's a challenge, but when you win, the victory is different. So yeah.
Fantastic to hear from you guys, man. It's fantastic attitude, because I think it just bodes well for the league. We have more competitiveness instead of teams trying to run away with it, and you guys actually want to fight and try and get yourselves there as well and challenge potentially for the title. Rausha, I'll leave you with the last couple of questions, because I know this is in your wheelhouse. You're quite excited about this one.
Okay, we'll start first with Fabian, I guess. We know you ended 2021 with proposal and all that. So I'm guessing on the personal front, things are looking good. Maybe 2022, things will be exciting. What are your targets for professionally for 2022?
Yeah, I think like I said, minimally, I would like Hougang to finish in the top 3, replicating what we did last year, and also with that, we will qualify again for the AFC Cup. And also, I think for the team, statistics-wise, I think we did manage to score a lot of goals with Tomoyuki Doi. But this time around, I think what we want to target is to reduce the number of goals conceded. Yeah. So on that front, I think professionally in the league, that's it. But for myself personally, I'm turning 33 this year, so I still feel good. I still feel strong with the help of all the trainers at Hougang. So definitely not calling time on the career just yet.
Yeah, keep going, man. Keep going as long as you possibly can. It's a great life, being a professional footballer. Great way to
Idraki is keeping me on my toes.
Yeah, exactly, man. And Fabian, maybe another goal of the season award coming up,
I don't know.
You score some spectacular stuff, man.
Yes, he has totally scored some extremely spectacular stuff.
Fabian don't score normal goals. He only score spectacular goals.
Hey, speaking of goals, Idraki, very quickly coming to you. Surely a return to the national team. You got a bit of a taste of it before unfortunate injury happened. Must be something that you're working towards too this year.
Yeah. I mean, we've the national team coach Tatsuma not taking the team already is a new start for everyone. So everyone start from, hopefully everyone starts the same again. So it's another year to reset and to start off the season very well with Hougang. Yeah. So, but I've got a lot of big players supporting me. Big players, big names. So it's easy to see Hougang doing well this year. For the team. And when you win, when the team win games, it open up more eyes for outside or maybe the national team to watch Hougang play more often. Yeah.
Brilliant. Listen, before we end things off, I want to plug our chat that we had with Idraki earlier on last year. Actually, I think it was like a week or so after he actually suffered his injury. So there's a lot of more information about him there. If you're tuning in, you want to get more background info on Idraki Adnan and his recovery process, go ahead, listen to that. There's also stuff from Firdaus Qasim, as I mentioned, in our archives here, Raushan. So, we've been running through quite a few personalities in Singapore football, and we're really appreciative that Fabian, Idraki, the two of you have come on here, have taken the time to speak to us. We really appreciate it very much. And before we go off, I'll let Raushan do the goodbyes, but I just want to wish you, the two of you, all the very best with Hougang this season. And listen, I'm looking forward to seeing how you guys get on in the 2022 SPL.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I think it's been absolutely fabulous having the both of you on the podcast. Just before we let you go, we know Hougang's support is one of the most fervent supports in the league, right? You talked about it earlier, the hashtag 1H1H. I just want to give you guys a chance to speak to the fans and tell them what they can expect and look forward to in 2022. Maybe we go with Idraki so the captain can then finish off. So Idraki first.
Hougang Host has always been supporting us, throughout our losses and our the games that we have won last year. They has always been by our side, and all of them are very nice people. And I always love when they do this little edits, to our videos, showing the cheetah, showing their raw, showing they're supporting us. It's so I feel so appreciated by their support. Yeah.
Captain?
Yeah, big shout out to the Hougang Hoos. I think to all those tuning in, do follow them on their Facebook and Instagram, because they recently came out with a campaign to switch off your TVs and come down to the stadium. So I think that's fantastic. Although there's a limitation right now of 1,000 capacity, I think hopefully things improve. We can open up to as many fans as we can. Do come down, support the Hougang United team, because with the Hougang Hoos behind us, I'm pretty sure they are going to give you a very good live football experience in our stadiums.
That's fabulous to hear. Everything in between whet my appetite, especially what you just said. It has got me looking forward to the 2022 Premier League season. Fabian, Idraki, it's been absolutely immense having you with us. Thank you so much for your time. Those listening in, continue to support the channel, like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy the football. We'll see you very soon.